The pursuit of knowledge has always been a human endeavor, a relentless quest to understand the world around us and our place within it. While modern science prides itself on empirical observation and rigorous experimentation, its origins are deeply intertwined with a realm often relegated to the shadows, the occult. Far from being a separate and opposing force, occult practices like alchemy and astrology played a pivotal role in shaping the scientific landscape we know today. These ancient traditions, steeped in symbolism and esoteric knowledge, provided both the framework and the impetus for groundbreaking discoveries that would ultimately revolutionize our understanding of the natural world. This essay delves into the fascinating and often overlooked influence of the occult on the development of modern science. We will explore the contributions of key historical figures like Isaac Newton, Paracelsus, and Tycho Brahe, individuals who straddled the line between magic and science, their work indelibly marked by both. By examining the role of patronage, particularly from figures like Rudolf II, we will shed light on how the pursuit of arcane knowledge often went hand in hand with scientific exploration. Through this journey, we will uncover the ways in which practices like alchemy and astrology, far from being mere superstitions, led to tangible advancements in various scientific fields. Alchemy, often associated with the mythical search for the philosopher's stone and the transmutation of base metals into gold, was far more than a mystical pursuit. It was a complex and multifaceted discipline that laid the groundwork for modern chemistry. Alchemists, driven by a desire to understand the properties of matter and its transformations, developed sophisticated laboratory techniques and experimental methods that would prove invaluable to their scientific heirs. The alchemists' relentless experimentation led to the discovery of new elements, the development of innovative apparatuses, and a deeper understanding of chemical reactions. Their meticulous observations and meticulous record-keeping, often shrouded in allegorical language, provided a wealth of knowledge that would later be systematized and codified by the pioneers of modern chemistry. The alchemists' quest for transmutation, though ultimately unattainable in its literal sense, spurred advances in metallurgy, distillation, and the creation of new materials, leaving an indelible mark on the practical arts as well. Astrology, the study of the movements and relative positions of celestial bodies as a means of divining earthly events, played a similarly influential role in the development of astronomy and timekeeping. While the belief that the stars held sway over human destiny may seem antithetical to modern scientific thought, it was precisely this belief that motivated centuries of meticulous celestial observation. Astrologers, driven by a desire to make accurate predictions, painstakingly charted the movements of the planets, stars, and other celestial phenomena. They developed sophisticated mathematical models and observational techniques to track these movements, creating detailed astronomical tables and star catalogues that would form the basis for later scientific inquiry. The pursuit of astrological knowledge led to the development of instruments like the astrolabe and the sextant, tools that would prove essential for navigation, exploration, and the expansion of our understanding of the cosmos. The pursuit of knowledge, whether scientific or occult, often required patronage, the support of wealthy individuals or institutions. One of the most prominent patrons of the late Renaissance was Rudolf II, Holy Roman Emperor whose court in Prague became a haven for alchemists, astrologers, and other practitioners of the esoteric arts. Rudolf's fascination with the occult was not merely a personal indulgence. He saw in it the potential for unlocking the secrets of the universe and harnessing its power. He generously funded the work of renowned figures like Tycho Brahe and Johannes Kepler, providing them with the resources and freedom to pursue their research without the constraints of traditional academic institutions. Rudolf's court became a melting pot of ideas, where alchemists rubbed shoulders with astronomers, and where the boundaries between magic, science, and art blurred. Section 5. Paracelsus, the rebellious alchemist who ignited a scientific revolution. Paracelsus, a 16th century alchemist, physician, and philosopher, stands as a pivotal figure in the transition from medieval to modern science. He challenged the established medical doctrines of his time, rejecting the ancient authority of Galen and Avicenna in favor of direct observation, experimentation, and a more holistic approach to healing. Paracelsus believed that true knowledge stemmed from experience and that the natural world was a vast repository of secrets waiting to be unlocked through careful observation and experimentation. He championed the use of minerals and chemicals in medicine, pioneering the field of spagyric, a form of alchemical pharmacology that sought to isolate the active principles of plants and minerals for therapeutic purposes. Paracelsus's emphasis on empirical observation and his willingness to challenge dogma paved the way for the scientific revolution that would transform Europe in the centuries to come. Section 6. Isaac Newton, the alchemist who unveiled the laws of the universe. Isaac Newton, the father of classical physics and one of the most influential scientists of all time, is often portrayed as a paragon of rationality and empirical observation. However, Newton's scientific pursuits were deeply intertwined with his lifelong fascination with alchemy and biblical prophecy. Newton's alchemical studies, though often kept secret during his lifetime, were not a mere sideline to his scientific work. They were an integral part of his quest to understand the fundamental principles governing the universe. He believed that the ancients possessed a profound knowledge of nature, encoded in myths, symbols, and alchemical texts. Newton's alchemical experiments, though ultimately unsuccessful in achieving transmutation, provided him with a deep understanding of chemical processes and the properties of matter, knowledge that informed his groundbreaking work in optics, mechanics, and gravitation. Section 7. Tycho Brahe, the Stargazer who bridged astrology and astronomy. Tycho Brahe, a Danish nobleman and astronomer, played a crucial role in the development of modern astronomy, bridging the gap between the astrological traditions of the past and the emerging scientific astronomy of the future. Brahe's meticulous observations of the stars and planets, made possible by his construction of the most accurate astronomical instruments of his time, provided the empirical data that would later allow Johannes Kepler to formulate his laws of planetary motion. While Brahe rejected the idea that the stars directly influenced human destiny, he maintained a lifelong interest in astrology, casting horoscopes and believing that celestial events could have terrestrial effects. He saw no contradiction between his astrological pursuits and his scientific observations, viewing them as complementary aspects of a unified understanding of the cosmos. Brahe's work exemplifies the complex interplay between magic and science in the early modern period, a time when the boundaries between these disciplines were fluid and often blurred. Section 8. From Mysticism to Method. The gradual shift towards experimentation. The transition from occult practices to modern science was not a sudden paradigm shift, but rather a gradual process of refinement, adaptation, and increasing emphasis on empirical observation and experimentation. The mystical and symbolic language of alchemy and astrology gradually gave way to the more precise and quantitative language of mathematics and physics. Figures like Francis Bacon and René Descartes played a pivotal role in advocating for a more systematic and methodical approach to scientific inquiry. Bacon's emphasis on inductive reasoning and Descartes' focus on deductive logic provided a new framework for understanding the natural world, one based on observation, experimentation, and the formulation of testable hypotheses. The rise of scientific societies like the Royal Society in England and the Académie des Sciences in France further fostered the development of a scientific community that valued empirical evidence over ancient authority. Section 9. Conclusion. The enduring legacy of the occult in modern science. The influence of the occult on the development of modern science is undeniable. While we may now view alchemy and astrology as pseudosciences, their contributions to the scientific revolution should not be underestimated. These ancient traditions provided the intellectual framework, experimental techniques, and observational data that laid the groundwork for later scientific breakthroughs. The legacy of the occult in modern science is a testament to the power of human curiosity and the enduring quest to understand the universe and our place within it. The alchemist's pursuit of transmutation, though ultimately unattainable, led to advances in chemistry and metallurgy. The astrologer's fascination with the stars spurred the development of astronomy and timekeeping, and the patronage of figures like Rudolf II provided the resources and freedom for these pursuits to flourish. The story of the occult's influence on science is a reminder that the boundaries between disciplines are often fluid and that seemingly disparate fields can cross-pollinate in unexpected and fruitful ways. It is a story that challenges us to look beyond our preconceived notions and to appreciate the complex and often surprising history of scientific thought.